Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be once again returning to r/TrueOffMyChest, the place where people just get some experiences they've had off their chest, I guess. Now before we begin, I just quickly wanted to mention that I will be live in 2 hours as of this video going up. Me and George will probably be playing some Baldur's Gate, so go check that out. We're going to be playing new characters based on some of our older D&D characters, so it should be an interesting time, so go check that out. Now before we begin and get into the subreddit, my original intention for today's video was I found a post that's currently the top rated post of the last month that was like a full-on novel, you know? They had like 8 updates on this post and I was prepared for basically the entire video to be this one post. I was preparing for that. I was just going to be non-stop reading. It was going to be like a full-on novel. And then I saw, there's a gnat flying around, and then I saw at the end of the post that they mentioned that they're going to update on their Reddit page instead of in the subreddit because the subreddit's auto mod was taking their updates down. And then I clicked on their updates and they had 2 of them and both of them were like novel length. And I just do not have the time nor the energy to read that much. This gnat, but yeah, I do not have the time or the energy to read that much for one video, for one post. No. So anyway, it's gone by on the screen as I've been talking. You can pause and read it if you really want to, or just go to the subreddit. I don't know. I'm not your dad. Anyway, let's take a look at the subreddit, shall we? I broke up with my boyfriend 3 months ago because I thought he had stolen $846 from me. I just found the money. I can't say this on my main account and I need to write this out, but oh my god, I f***ed up. I f***ed up badly. I just found the money. It was in the chest of drawers I put it in, but the drawer I put it in had a small opening in the back. I didn't know it was there, and the envelope of the money fell down there. I would never have discovered it, but the drawers broke, so I was taking the chest apart, and there was the envelope. It's the same envelope because it has my handwriting on it and the receipt from the bank. I have to apologize, but this is going to be so bad. I told my friends and family about this, about how I suspected that he had stolen from me since he was the only one in my house that day. No one else had a key and I haven't left that room or my house with the money. God, he lost mutual friends because of me. I ended a 2-year relationship over this. I just didn't believe him when he said he didn't take it. I hurt him for no reason and then I blocked him. An apology won't be enough. I'm going to contact him tomorrow and then I'll tell everyone else. Wow, I f***ed up. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, like, obviously you didn't have any proof that he had taken the money, but what proof could you have gotten in this scenario? That's a really difficult situation. Like, you didn't have anyone else to suspect. The money was gone and that's a lot of money to disappear. Oh, I feel bad for everyone involved in this. That's such a rough experience. Like, I really hope things are able to resolve here. You're probably not going to be able to date them again. I doubt they're going to be willing or prepared to date you, maybe even accept your apology, but I hope you're able to clear things up with them, with their friends, and like resolve things a bit and things end a bit less hostile. But oh man, that's a really unfortunate one. I found my husband's Reddit account and I wish I hadn't. Last night, my husband gave me his phone to put my order into since we were getting Chinese. I know his password and we each have free access to the other's phone, but I never really checked his phone. While I was putting my order in, a message from someone on Reddit came up and I thought I was going to have a panic attack. I knew my husband used Reddit, but I didn't know what he was doing on Reddit. I clicked on the message and saw the back and forth between him and this other woman. The messages were intimate, as he was asking her for more photos, if you get what I mean. I looked further and saw my husband was in numerous NSFW groups dedicated to other women's spicy pictures. The woman whose message came up was not the only woman he had been messaging as well. Upon further inspection of his Reddit account, I found his posts in marriage groups where he is lying about our relationship and our child. He made one post about how I don't let him talk to his female best friend who is like his sister, but my husband does not have a female best friend that I have ever known about. My husband also lies about our 4-year-old daughter daughter, stating that she often disrespects him and clearly favors her other parent over him. Our daughter is the sweetest little bean whose disrespect is usually just saying duh after a sentence, which she learned from him. I am currently 8 months pregnant with our second child, and I feel numb. I don't know how long I could have missed my husband messaging multiple women behind my back for who knows how long. I showed him what I found after he asked if I had decided what I wanted and was met with a deer in the headlights look. He cried and said he just does things sometimes and doesn't remember doing them. I feel like that is the most ridiculous excuse he could have possibly given, and it's honestly more disrespectful to me that he thinks I'm dumb enough to simply think he just doesn't remember. I slept in my daughter's room last night and he is currently at work. I know there was no physical cheating involved, but I don't feel like I can ever truly trust him again. If he hid this, I can't help but wonder what else he has hidden. Small update for those who have messaged and asked if I'm okay. Yes, I am. In the 5 hours since I've last responded, I have called my mum, who is currently on a flight to Texas from Massachusetts with my brother, and I didn't have the chance to talk to my husband when he got home to get the answers I deserve because I began contractions. They are false labor contractions, but I am admitted to a labor and delivery room due to high blood pressure. I wonder why. My daughter is here with me and is napping, so I figured I would let those who asked know I am okay. My husband knows I am here, but has not come to the hospital yet. I'm only 36 weeks right now, so my focus isn't if I'm going to divorce him or leave him or scream and throw all his stuff like some of you hope to hear. My focus at the moment is to make sure baby 2 stays where he needs to be for a little longer. Thank you to everyone who has reached out and all the amazingly supportive comments I have received. I will definitely be following the advice given after my mum gets here and things are settled with the baby. Thank you to all you wonderful people. Also to add, no, he does not use drugs, drink, nor does he have any sort of mental health issues. When I said his cheating wasn't physical, I meant the Reddit comments. I fully believe that there may have been physical cheating that occurred if he was able to hide this so well from me, and I'm going to ask him about it when we do talk. If he tells me the truth or not, I'll never know. And to clear it up, I wasn't snooping on his Reddit because I didn't trust him. I was on his Reddit because a message from another woman came up when I was ordering my food. Update. Good morning, Reddit. My husband came to the hospital yesterday, a little bit after I made my small update. He brought flowers and a card and tried to comfort me, but I had a panic attack. The nurse ended up asking him to leave so I could calm down. I just felt so overwhelmed. My mum and brother landed, and my brother took my daughter to their hotel so she could get some sleep that's not on a hospital bed. My mum is currently with me, but I have decided to have her go to the hotel soon so she can get some rest. My blood pressure is really high, so I may be having the baby tonight. My husband has been sending me texts, and when my mum goes to sleep, I'm going to tell him to come to the hospital so we can have a conversation. I have a lot of questions. My anger has turned to just straight despair, and I think I'm going to mention marriage counseling along with individual counseling for him. In a text, he said that he does remember doing them and was embarrassed. He stated that he is satisfied in our marriage and that he likes the attention he gets from making the posts that lied about our family. Oh boy, okay, there's a lot to unpack here, but obviously, he lied to her, and we don't know how deep these lies go, and we don't know that he's going to stop lying. And there needs to be full transparency here, but also, how can you even achieve that, you know? The only thing that I think would warrant this is deleting his Reddit account, deleting Reddit from his phone, and allowing her to make sure that she can check and know that these things aren't there. But honestly, like, I don't know how you could get that trust back, you know, even doing things like that. Even if he was only communicating with women over text, it's still cheating. The way he was doing it, the intimate messages, everything like that, it's still cheating at the end of the day. He was in communications with other women in a romantic sense. That's cheating, whether he did stuff physically or not. On top of that, to lie and be like, oh, I do things and don't remember doing them is gross and just shows that he's more willing to continue lying than to admit to these things, right? Especially lying about relationship issues that he's not having, lying about his kid, a 4-year-old, when his wife is pregnant with their second kid. Like, there's just so many layers to this that make this so much worse. And like every single aspect of this, it just got worse and worse and worse. I think even with couples therapy and counseling, this is a relationship that's doomed to fail. And like, that sucks. And this dude has basically just thrown away that relationship for attention, for other women's attention, no less. That's just all, I feel for the mother. Giving birth to her second child and finding this out like 8 months in to her second pregnancy, that's rough. That's so rough. My stepson called me dad in front of his friends. I have been with my wife for 4 years. She has a 12-year-old son from a previous relationship. He has never hated me, but it's clear he misses his dad. He's mainly just called me by my name. I don't necessarily like it, but I would never force him to call me dad. Today he wanted to go with his friends to an amusement park and he asked me to come with them, which already made me happy, so of course I said yes. But when his friends got in the car, there was one of them who I've never met before, and he introduced me as his dad. I started smiling when he said that, and I think he noticed because he looked at me and rolled his eyes while laughing. Right now they're trying to win a big prize at the park, and I'm still smiling. I know this isn't something huge or anything, but this is genuinely one of the happiest days I've had in a while. Wholesome moment. This is a good palate cleanser for the other posts we've had. This is wholesome. I love that. Like, you're clearly doing something right as a stepdad. Like, it sounds like you genuinely care about your stepson. It doesn't matter to you that you're not his biological father. And by the sounds, that's being reciprocated. And he has realized how much you care about him. So this is a wholesome moment. You sound like a good dad. And I'm glad that that made you really happy, because it should make you really happy. Wholesome. And the final post today, I chose this one because it's relatable, especially with my current situation. My wife's been overseas for 2 months and I found out I'm completely unable to function on my own. I have barely eaten anything more than sandwiches. I have done no cleaning besides dishes, laundry, and occasionally sweeping. I feel like an absolute sack of shit. My spouse is definitely the one that pushes us to get chores done. She has higher standards than I do, and isn't incredibly lazy. I didn't realize how bad it had gotten though. I've completely reverted to being a fucking man-child. I get up in the morning with barely enough time to make coffee and leave for work. I haven't mopped, vacuumed, cleaned the bathroom, anything. I cook maybe once a week, and the rest of the time I eat leftovers or sandwiches, or takeout. I can make excuses, sure. I leave at 7 every morning and don't get home till 5:30 to 6, but that's just part of being an adult, having a job and still taking care of your life. I can't unload this all to her because I'm just being a self-pitying piece of shit who needs to learn some discipline, so I'm putting it all here instead. Thanks, y'all. Now this is relatable for me because Leo is currently at work experience and he's been gone for a couple of weeks now. I've been alone for a couple of weeks, and like, it's very obvious that in our relationship we divvy up chores, okay? We do split the chores. I want to make that known, but it is very much Leo who determines what chores need to be done and tells me to do them. And since he's been gone, I have slacked a bit. Now, that isn't to say I haven't cleaned. I do the dishes, you know, I put the dishwasher on, and I have actually been cooking. A lot of the food I have made has been ready meals, but I have made some fresher meals too. But yeah, cleaning, I mean, I have vacuumed, I have cleaned, maybe not fully scrubbed. I cleaned the kitchen and stuff because we had an apartment inspection and that was a motivation to clean a bit more thoroughly. So I have cleaned, but not as much as we clean when Leo's here. And like, I have to look after a bearded dragon solo at the moment, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of being a lizard dad. But Leo did make me a full schedule of how to be a lizard dad. So like, ultimately a lot of the things that I'm doing have very much been like determined for me by Leo. I'm not great at being alone. I'm coping, but it's easier when Leo is here. I do miss him. It's a bit lonely. He's doing really good at his work experience, by the way, if anybody wondered. But yeah, so I relate to this off my chest. I'm in a similar situation at the moment. It hasn't been as long as it has for them, but like, I'm in a slightly similar situation. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode of r/TrueOffMyChest. It's been an interesting one. We've had a wholesome one and we've had some not so wholesome ones. My voice keeps cracking for some reason. Apparently I'm 23 and still going through puberty. I don't know. Thanks, voice. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Special thank you to all of my incredible, amazing, wonderful patrons and YouTube members that do support the channel. All of you are genuinely amazing, wonderful people, and it helps so much. The links in the description, as I already said, are down below. It genuinely helps more than a lot of you might realize. Like, when I'm averaging at like a 1,000 views per video, oh, an eyelash just evaded my eye. I'm averaging at like 1,000 views per video, sometimes less, sometimes more, it depends depends. And that can literally be anywhere from like 50p to £2 per video, which isn't much. Like most of my money from YouTube comes from the backlog of videos I've got, particularly the fake disorder cringe videos. So having constant support from anybody genuinely helps. Sorry, my eye is watering now. It genuinely helps a lot more than like many people realize. You know, if one person donates £1 a month, that can make up nearly the video's entire worth of revenue, which is insane to think. My eye, I'm smudging my makeup now. So yeah, genuinely, like I've got some patrons that donate over £5, you know, some of my patrons are insane, and I genuinely thank you so much to everybody that does. You know, it's insane to think that like small contributions make a huge difference. You know, 1,000 views being anywhere from 50p to £2 depending on the video isn't a lot, but if only half of those people donated £1 to my Patreon a month, that would be £500 a month, which is insane. And I'm not saying that all of you need to do that, by no means. And like, if you can't afford to, definitely don't. I only want people to contribute if you can afford to, but it genuinely makes a huge difference. It helps support the bean, it helps support our electricity and our internet and our rent and everything. So I've been rambling about this for a while in this video now, so I'm gonna stop talking now. But genuinely, thank you so much to everybody that does help, because it does help. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.